There have been a few clips surfacing about how fast Junker Queen can build up her ultimate. So I went on a deep dive into how a player can generate their ultimate and then compare Junker Queen to the rest of the hero roster.
What the fuck is going on?
Ultimates require a certain amount of points. Junker Queen slots in at the 22nd spot, tied with Ana, Sigma, and Sojourn. Now these points can be a bit subjective because it really depends on the hero's playstyle, but just at a glance, Junker Queen's ult isn't very cheap. We will still reference these costs because the percentage meter is relative to these costs. You get 1 point for every single damage dealt or healing dealt. So when I shoot Reaper 10 times, each bullet dealing 18 damage per bullet, that equates to 180 damage overall. Those 180 points out of the 2,310 points required to build Tactical Visor, it means the ult charge generated is 7.8%. There are conditions that affect how much ult charge you get if you even get it. The times you get no ultimate charge include the support role passive, self-inflicted damage such as Soldier damaging himself and then using his healing station, or Zarya rocket boosting and then the supports heal her up. Environmental kills, you actually have to influence the movement with a boop or a melee in order for the kill to count and so that you can get the ultimate charge. You don't gain any ult charge from deployables such as Bob, turrets, or shields. And a little bit more niche, when Sombra hacks a health pack and heals herself with it, although being credited with that healing, she doesn't get ult charge either. The times you get reduced ult charge include the overhealth, which is a 50% reduction in ult charge, armored health targets, because armor does have a 30% damage reduction. That means if you're getting less damage off, you're getting less ult charge. Then also the tank role passive that reduces the ultimate generation by 30% when you heal or damage them. This also applies to tanks who can heal themselves, such as Roadhog or Junker Queen in this case. For Junker Queen, there are 3 parts to her ult generation. If we take Carnage or the Axe Swing as the example, when that ability connects, it will deal a burst damage of 90, it will wound the enemy for 40, and as part of the passive, any wound damage is doubled and converted into healing. This passive is interesting to me because even Reaper, who has a similar designed passive, doesn't get ult charge from healing. We can test this out by increasing the healing received numbers so that proportionally the healing received should give us the most amount of ult charge. And well, as we tested out, damage is the only thing that gives ult charge, because otherwise the math doesn't work out. There are a couple more traits about Adrenaline Rush that allows Junker Queen to build more ult charge. Number 1, when a player dies and has the wound status effect, Junker Queen still gains all the health from the wound. Number 2, because Adrenaline Rush is based off of the damage dealt, the only time the health gain is reduced is when she hits armored targets because they have a 30% damage reduction. Less damage means Junker Queen gets less health. There's one thing I left out. Ultimates themselves don't give ult charge. When Nano Boost is active or Roadhog has channeled Whole Hog, they don't get anything even if they're damaging or healing. Only a handful of heroes can build their ultimates while their ults are active. Wrecking Ball, Torbjorn, and Hanzo, just to name a few. But even still, the ults don't contribute whatsoever. Junker Queen is part of that exclusive list, but she's got something else that is secretly broken. If you notice, Queen did get some ult charge from her Rampage. How is that possible? Well, it is true Junker Queen doesn't gain ult charge from Rampage, and by ensuring Junker Queen is full HP, so no room to gain health, she gets no ult charge. Because the Adrenaline passive is separate from the ult, she gains the ult charge. In the right situation, Queen can go from statistically a 20-second cost ultimate to a 12th cost ultimate. At the end of the day, it's still a 2,100 cost ultimate, but its build rate is deceptively fast for something that can outright win a team fight. It is a bit misleading by having Super's clip being featured because that really showcases how crazy Carnage resets are when taking the right position. That's where you get the record times. The patch that buffed Junker Queen's healing really did change the way she builds ult. Queen's playstyle is really aggressive. She wants to play aggressive. If you look at the percentage increase from last patch to this patch, it is a 60% increase of healing, and that much more healing means Queen can play more aggressively, hit more of her knife or axe abilities, and continue to snowball. And while the damage and health continues to tick, so does the ultimate meter.